Yo, what's up guys, back with another video, back with another banger. Today's video is about Attack on Titan. If you haven't watched it yet, spoiler warning. Do yourself a favor, and if you haven't watched it, go watch that before you watch this video. As much as I would love the engagement from this video, no, it's not worth it. Okay, now that everyone that is here has watched Attack on Titan, hopefully, today I want to talk about what I have learned from Attack on Titan and what I think us as human beings and as Christians can learn from Attack on Titan. So in Attack on Titan, right, we get introduced, like in the first episode, we get introduced to the main trio of the series, right? Eren Yeager, Armin, I don't know what's his surname, and then Mikasa, what's her last name? Yeah, but I don't know, but Mikasa. And throughout like the first season, where they are still kids, you can tell that these kids are growing up in fear. So in Attack on Titan, we all know that like the world is the island that they are on is completely filled with titans, right? Titans, these huge giants that just eat humans. They don't even have to eat humans just for food or to gain nutrients or anything. They literally just kill humans for fun. They get their energy from the sun. And in Attack on Titan, they have these walls that the human beings actually live in. Wall Maria, Wall Rose, and Wall... I forgot the last one. But they have Sinai? No, Sinai is a mountain. What am I talking about? But yeah, so they have these three walls, and Eren Yeager stays on the outer wall. I think it's Wall Rose. Yeah. But Eren Yeager and the crew, they stay in the outskirts of the wall, like the outer wall. And in the first episode, this huge titan that's never been seen before appears out of nowhere. It's called the Colossal Titan. And Eren Yeager is standing there looking up, and he's just seeing this massive giant looking over the walls. Keep in mind, these walls are tall. Like literally, these walls are taller than a building. It's taller than a skyscraper. And you're seeing this giant just standing there, its head's literally poking from the other side of the wall, just looking down on you, and before you know it, another titan is breaking through the wall that's literally protecting you. Okay, so let's go a bit back in time. Eren Yeager, right, before the whole situation with the Colossal Titan and the Armored Titan happened, before the wall was broken and breached, Eren Yeager has never seen a titan. Eren Yeager never saw a titan, Armin never saw a titan, and Mikasa never saw a titan. Yet they still grew up in fear of the titans. They didn't understand them. They didn't even know if they were real. For all they knew, they could have been just living behind the wall, and that could have been the whole world for them. And yet, they fear this thing that they have never seen before. They've never encountered it before, and they fear it. Doesn't that sound familiar? There is so many things that we have never even encountered, we've never experienced it, and yet we fear it. We don't even know if this thing exists. What's the possibility of this thing happening? And yet we fear that outcome over, like we fear this thing. Meanwhile, we don't even know if this thing is real. For example, the fear of failure. I've walked past some people that I've been like, God was like, go and tell the gospel to this person. I've had the fear of like, what if this person like rejects me? I don't know what this person's gonna do. I don't even know this person. I don't know what's the possibility of this person rejecting me. Who knows? This person might have already known Christ. Who knows? This person might literally been going through a hard day, literally waiting for an encounter like this. I don't know. And yet I fear something that I don't even know is gonna happen. I fear something that I'm not even sure of existing. I fear something that I've never even seen. And that's exactly what Eren Yeager, Armin, and Mikasa were all fearing. And that is not just in one situation. That happens to us wherever we go, everywhere, we live in fear. And Aaron himself also lived in fear. He lived in fear of something he didn't even know. Proverbs 28 verse 1 says, "The wicked will flee when no one is chasing them, but the righteous are as bold as a lion." Aaron was living in fear. He was fleeing when no one was even chasing him. Yeah, sure, the Titans were there, but they were outside the walls. He was living in fear, yet no one was chasing him. Us as Christians as well. We are fleeing from failure when we don't even know if this failure exists. You know? And this isn't always our fault. Let's take Aaron Yeager. He grew up with fear. He wasn't the person who decided, I want to live in fear. No, he grew up with his parents telling him, there's Titans outside the wall. Fear them, fear them, fear them. They can kill you. Fear them, fear them. Constantly, every single day, he was being told to fear them. He grew up because his mom and dad were fearing the Titans. They never saw a Titan, but they were fearing the Titans. His dad saw Titans, but his mom never saw Titans, but she feared them. His mom's mom never saw a Titan, yet she feared them. Because of their fear, he now lives in that fear as well. It's a generational curse. But he realized that fear is not his portion. He shifted from fear, from focusing on fear, to focusing on freedom. When his faith was in his fear of Titans, he actually decided, no, I'm shifting my faith. I'm shifting my focus to the ocean, the existence of the ocean, the existence of fire that flows like water, water that glows like fire. Aaron realized that he no longer has to live in fear because he realized that he could actually go out and slay his fear. His fear was the Titans. And he realized that he can actually go out and kill the very things that he was fearing that were going to kill him. Be like Erin. Realize that Jesus has set you free from fear. He has set you free from sin. You no longer have to fear hell. You no longer have to fear death like Erin did. You no longer have to fear death. What do I mean when I say death? The Bible says in Genesis, when God spoke to Adam and Eve, do not eat of this fruit, for if you eat of it, you will surely die. When they ate it, they didn't die, but their spirits did. What do I mean by that? God separated him. Like he separated them from his presence. And God is love. God is life. So if you are separated from God, you are separated from life, meaning you are dead. That's what hell is like. Eternal separation from God, from love, from life. I hope you guys understand what I mean. And Jesus set us free from sin and fear. Instead, you can live your freedom and take down the very thing that brought you fear. Luke 10 verse 19 says, "Behold, I gave you authority to trample over the power of the enemy, and nothing shall by any means hurt you." Doesn't that remind you of Aaron? Mikasa, Levi, they are perfect examples. They were given the authority to go and slice off that neck of the Titan. Mikasa literally wasn't touched by a Titan. Levi wasn't touched by a Titan. That sounds a lot like this verse that I just read. Behold, I gave you the authority to trample over all the powers of the enemy. That scene where Levi is facing, I don't know if it's 4 or 6 Titans in a row, and he just slices through them like butter. He was trampling over the forces of the enemy. Literally, the forces of the enemy. Aaron was destroying Titans with his bare hands. The beast Titan literally feared Levi. Ever heard of the saying that says, closer you get to God, the more the enemy will attack you because you become more of a threat. Mikasa could kill several Titans in a row. Even Armin, who was still held in the bondage of fear, managed to use the enemy's tactics against themselves. Armin literally grew up with that fear. He still had that fear even all the way to the last season, season 4. And yet he actually managed to use their own tactics against themselves. He outsmarted his fear. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 says, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." Fear is not your portion. Eren Yeager, again, his situation is a perfect example of what this verse is talking about. For God has given us For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power. Isn't it interesting how Eren Yeager was given that very power to control the literal forces of the enemy? He literally used it against itself. Eren Yeager managed to actually overrule his own enemy, to the point where he could walk alongside with titans, trampling the very people that created those titans, aka forces of hell. Us as Christians, we are literally like Eren. Ever heard of the verse that says, "Even though I walk through the valley of shadow and death, I will fear no evil"? Eren Yeager in the last season, he was literally walking past. He was walking alongside. He was walking in the valley of shadow and death. He was walking with multiple colossal titans. More than an army. It's not even an army. That's literally the civilization of colossal titans. And he was the one that's commanding them. He was the one that was walking literally alongside them. To think, the colossal titans used to be bigger than him. Compared to giants, in our heads, we feel like we are the grasshoppers compared to the giants. But in reality, the giants are the grasshoppers compared to us. Have you seen how big Eren Yeager was compared to the colossal titans that he was walking alongside with? He became literally bigger than them. He overcame his fear. And that's what today's video was all about. Overcoming your fear. That's it. Finally, I had a script for this video, so at least there's not as much rambling. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, I'm close to 200. I'm trying to hit 200 subs by the end of the year. I don't know how logical or realistic that goal is, but I'm trying to hit 200 by the end of the year. So please leave a like, please leave a comment, and at the very least, please subscribe. If you want to help me out, I don't know if you guys can hear, but I don't have a mic. If you want to help me out to get a mic, to get like a proper setup, you can always go check out my PayPal. Help me out there if you really want to. Go check out my Instagrams, and yeah.